Well, so in the 50s, the Comedy Store used to be a club called Ciro's. And it used to be the hottest club in Hollywood, but it was run by the mob. And during the days, people would get killed in where the main room is. You've been to the Comedy Store, right? So that used to be the showroom. And there's these, if you look up on the ceiling, there's these little openings up above where people would snipe, people.
Wow.
So I guess a guy named Gus died there. One time when Carl LeBeau and Sam Kinison moved to LA from Houston, they snuck in the store to sleep because they were poor, right?
Right.
And they slept on the main room stage. And Carl LeBeau, he passed a couple of months ago, God bless him.
Yeah, I know. All right.
And LeBeau tells a story where he wakes up and he sees Sam Kinison being levitated by his foot. And he's like 3 feet off the fucking...
But Kinison's asleep still.
Yeah. Right? But here's something that I witnessed. There's a comic by the name of Pete. That's his real name. I don't want to say his last name. And he was in the belly room. He performed. Have you been in the green room in the belly room?
Yes.
Okay. So from the showroom to the green room, there's a little hallway you walk through.
Yep.
Right? This dude's like my height. Right? If you look at the ceiling, it's pretty high. It's probably this high, the way the ceiling is. Pete has a good set in the belly room, walks down the hallway, and then his head hits the ceiling. Whoa. He gets thrown up in the ceiling. He breaks his fucking spine.
What?
Yeah. He now has to go through surgery for years. In fact, he sued the store and he got some sort of compensation. That's what I've never seen this guy before after this event.
Wow.
But apparently, you know what I mean? I was there downstairs, but apparently people that witnessed it, right, saw him just being thrown up there like Gus. It's Gus. In fact, me and Johnny Sanchez, who's a comedian, back in 2002, maybe 2001, we were in the parking lot at the store and we saw Gus for the first time. We both saw him. We were in the parking lot. We had dropped one of my cars off to go do a gig in Bakersfield. And when we drove back, it's 4 a.m. I'm getting my car. We're saying goodbye, whatever, right? And we both look at the window up above on the parking lot and we see a white face, a top hat, 2 hands on the window looking down on us like this, right? And Johnny and I go, ah, like that, right? And we look at each other, we look up, and he's gone.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
That's the first time I saw Gus.
Oh my God.
So I don't, if you notice, I don't stay there past midnight.
It's crazy, man. Like, even the ghosts are past at the Comedy Store. I'm not past.
That was the first time. When was the second time?
I was playing the piano at 4 a.m. So it's completely dark. And I'm playing my own improvised little, Korean lullaby. Dang ding, dang ding, dang ding dong. And I look to my right and I see a yellow suit with a top hat, but from far away. You know where the entrance is? I see it coming toward me. I run out that back door, to the hallway.
Yeah.
And I come back in, it's gone. And that I believe that to be my second encounter with Gus.
So if you hadn't had one ghost experience, I don't think you're human.
I've never had one. I've never had a ghost.
You've never had one. You've had one.
I mean, seen a ghost?
Yeah, a little.
No, not see a ghost. I mean a ghost. How about I don't even know the right wording, but like an experience with an apparition, a ghost, a supernatural, the unknown. Like you can't explain it.
Like
right?
What's one that you've had?
My buddy Tyler growing up, I used to sleep over at his house all the time because we would get
smoking. What was that? No, what do you Andrew? It's time to be honest. At 2021.
No, we just play mini flutes.
Oh, mini flutes. Okay.
So we play mini flutes all night, and no, but his house, the people that his mother bought the house from, they died in the home. This old couple. And
okay, natural causes in the home.
Natural causes.
Wasn't a murder suicide.
Well, they killed each other
at 98 years old. Imagine that. 98 years old.
Murder suicide.
You're pulling out a murder suicide.
Bang bang. She's like, you'll never make it to 100. You won't either. Bang bang.
Boom.
No. So what happened was I used to sleep in the basement all the time, and upstairs was the kitchen had 2 galley doors. You know, galley doors that hide inside of the walls. Galley doors, you couldn't close them quietly if you tried. Everyone that has one in their home knows, or you ever grew up with one, they're like, they're so loud.
Right.
So I'm sleeping downstairs, and I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning, and the house always did have this like very ominous vibe. It was like tucked into the woods. It just always felt just very dark and shady, and you can't really see anybody around you. And so I'm tossing and turning, and I can't go to sleep, and I hear the galley door to the kitchen. So I think, oh, Ty's mom must be awake like me. Like maybe she's going to get a late night snack. And I was like, I'll get some food because I'm up and I'm hungry and I couldn't sleep. So I walk upstairs and the doors are all closed. And I was like, it was seconds. That's impossible.
Right.
Like it literally couldn't have happened. There's
Right.
just no way. So I go in there and I'm like, whatever. I get in the kitchen. I grab like like a candy bar. I go back downstairs. I'm eating. I hear it again. And it's distinct. You know it when you know what it is. It's not like it could have been something. I know what that sound is. I have one in my house now. I hear it again, and I immediately put the candy bar down, and I'm like, Mom, because I would call his mom, Mom. I was like, Mom, nothing, Mom. I walk upstairs again, and the doors are all still closed. And I swear to God on my life, I was freezing cold.
Right.
I felt ice cold. And I'm sure that's just anxiety. It's all in my mind.
But freezing cold.
Oh, dude, I was freezing. It was freezing cold. And I was
wanna
like,
give you a blanket.
I wanted someone to wrap me up. But I swear to God, it felt just so ominous that it was like someone was toying with me. It couldn't have been his mother because her room, to get back to her room, she could have never made it there all the way down the back hallway without me seeing her because I walked right upstairs afterwards. So I was freezing cold, and then I went downstairs, and the rest of the night I just stared at the stairwell, and all I was waiting for was to see something or feel something, but I just couldn't sleep. My brain was just staring at this ominous. It just felt so like something was happening, but I just couldn't go back up there then.
So do you believe that it was...
Like I didn't see anything, but the feeling was disgusting. I couldn't even tell you what it was.
What's your spooky tale? Spooky tale? Dude, so last night, I wake up, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
No. That's the scariest hour.
Pretty scary, dude.
Isn't that the witching hour?
Yeah, dude. Witching hour. I'm up. Maya wakes up. Pretty standard stuff. So I go down. You do the thing where like sometimes they put themselves back to sleep, which is nice because they do sometimes. You're like, yes, and then some.
Well, you hear them cry and then they pass
go
back
like,
out.
and they pass back out.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes. So I'm laying there. I'm playing the monitor, sitting there like laying, chilling.
Yeah.
And then it's like you get like 2 minutes of quiet. You're like right on, and all of a sudden it's you're like fuck. So I go downstairs. It's spooky as hell. I go down, lay with her for a little bit, kind of fall asleep a little bit. She passes out. I go, and I'm building this all up because when I disrupt my sleep during the witching hour and go back to bed around like 4:30, it's sleep paralysis time. Almost every time.
Oh, man.
Dude, but I like it. I'm a sicko, dude.
Yeah, but what type of sleep paralysis are we talking? Visions?
No, here's what happens to me. So I don't pull myself out of it. I know it's coming because when I'm laying there, it goes, I get these like, and like, I can't explain it, but it's not like a brain shock or brain zap, but it's like it's just like sensation that like goes, it'll happen. And then like a minute later, it'll happen again. It starts going faster and faster. And eventually I enter the sleep paralysis tunnel where it's like, I'm fucked up. I used to get scared and I'd pop myself up out of that. Lately, I've been going into it.
Yes.
Let me tell you, that was a spooky experience, dude.
What happened?
So whenever I go into
There's
sleep,
spooky skeletons sending shivers down your spine?
yes, dude, this is what happens. Whenever when you first go into the sleep paralysis, it's nothing but like the spookiest shit possible. I went into it and it was just like, and you see like the scary shit. And I was like, I can't breathe. And I'm just laying there just like, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, thank God I woke up. I'm still dreaming.
What type of stuff did you see?
Just like I always see like scary figures.
Now this is in your room, correct?
This is eyes
in
closed.
a dream?
I'm completely. It's like my eyes are closed. I can't open my eyes. I can't move. Like scary face. Like those masks people put on. There's like a big scary.
Yeah.
It's like shit like that. Scary faces and like it's like weird figures. This is all with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
And I have opened my eyes before and seen it in my room for a second. More so like the shadow figures.
Shadow figures are the
Scary guys.
spookiest.
I see them in 3. I always have 3
that's a very common thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you know that was common?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
see
the
him in
one
3?
guy in the documentary sees 3.
Really?
Usually one guy's wearing like a top hat.
Yes, dude. And it's fucking big square shoulders,
scary is
top
that?
hat, dude. So, dude, I'm
Isn't that
sitting there.
spooky that I knew that the guy in your dream wore a fucking hat?
That is fucking
Isn't
up.
that fucking scary?
That was the first time I like woke up and was in my room but hallucinating with sleep paralysis. That was the Hat Man. That was with his 2 fucking minions, dude.
He has 2 minions right on either side of him.
Yeah, man. It's so scary.
What the fuck is that?
Dude, I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's got to be fucking.
But see, that's the thing is, so like if you want to talk about like it's some weird thing that's deep in every human that it's like we're all scared of snakes. This is what we think
Sure.
about. Why the fuck would it be wearing a hat? Hats are relatively new when it comes to human evolution in our brain.
Epigenetics. Yeah, probably epigenetics.
But like top hats are pretty new.
Yeah, dude.
That's not something our ancestors would have also thought of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's fucked up.
What the fuck is this thing, dude?
You're talking
We
about
gotta
the collective unconscious. These are the archetypes that are built into the base of the human psyche. So for some reason, dudes in top hats with two boys.
3
It's like,
bros coming right at you.
3 bros,
One
one
of them's
top
clearly
hat.
the boss.
2 without. It's so scary. So I'm laying there, dude. I go with it. I'm like, all right, cool. I passed like the scary spot, and this is when I get inception to where I'm like, oh, that was weird. Thank God I woke up.
Yeah.
But then what happens is I'm like, the thing rattles me so much that I lose my bearings. So I wake up and I'm walking around my room and I'm like, man, I can't use my feet that well. And I'm like, the fuck's going on? And like, and now I'm in like a totally different place. And I don't realize I'm dreaming. I'm just walking around like a different house, and there's like 3 kids in a bed. And I was like, hey guys. And they were just completely different kids. And they were like, ah. And I was like, oh shit. And I start getting like super confused. Like, where the fuck am I? And I'm walking around. It was that. And I'd wake up. Oh, thank God I'm awake. And I'd walk out of my room and back into some weird setting. I did this like 5 times last night. It was like 5 successive dreams. And then finally Brittany tapped me with her foot, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm in my room.
Well, you must have been.
Bro, I was fugged. I'm sorry. As you were, kids.
Who are these kids?
It's kind of cool though, because when you finally come back, dude, it's like wake up, dream, and you get like really disoriented. And when you come back too, I had a glow all morning. I was just like, man, this is great. You're so happy to be back
in life.
You're happy to be back, dude, in this dimension.
You're seeing me right now after a full coma.
Buffalo. So I'm in Buffalo, right? So I'm staying there. It's the first night, and I'm sleeping there. I'm trying to sleep. I can't sleep. I think I was going through a breakup at the time. I had a lot on my mind, but I was very keen to the idea that there was like a presence or something in the room. It just seemed like there was something in the room, and it was freaking me out, and I couldn't sleep. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You're being crazy. It's just because it's a huge room.
Sometimes you even talk to yourself out loud. I do that.
Yeah. You're in a huge room. You're going through an emotional time. There's no ghost in the room. And I'm just like, I feel like something's in here. But I've never felt like that. I don't scare very easily with stuff like that. You know, I'm a big horror fan. Like, I was like, this is weird. I've never experienced this before.
Something unsettling.
Exactly. So then the next day, I wake up and I go downstairs to the front desk, and I'm going to go out and get breakfast or whatever. And I'm looking at so they have the rack of the things in the hotel of like the pamphlets of
where to go.
And then I noticed
like explore the caves or go on a fan boat ride.
Yeah. And then I noticed they have pamphlets for the hotel history, and I pick one up, and the first thing I say is famously haunted.
The hotel you're in.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, man. Wow. That's weird.
So that is the extent. You felt something. You felt uneasy. You felt weird. You felt a presence. You chalked it up to whatever. Then the next day, you realized that you were in a haunted hotel.
Yeah, and I didn't know that beforehand.
Wow.
But that was the only...
But I guess like the TV light was bothering me, and I remember like I pulled the blanket up to like this much. So I'm just like laying there, and it was only like a matter of a couple of minutes. I was wide awake, and I thought I heard someone say something. Now, here's nothing. My door to my bedroom was closed.
Okay.
I always close my door.
You're positive it was closed?
I'm positive it was closed, and 100% positive. I close it every night. I also close the door whenever I take a shower, and I also lock the door when I take a shower because of murderers and killers.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'm not sure if it was locked, but it was closed. And I pulled it up, and I thought I heard someone say something. Not the TV. As a matter of fact, I had lowered the TV right before. The TV was very low, if not muted, and I was like getting ready for bed. And so I didn't shut it yet because I still like the glow a little bit for me to fall asleep. So I thought I heard someone, like one person, not like TV, like a person say a couple of sentences. And I'm just like, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, maybe I didn't lower the TV all the way. But then I heard the door.
Okay.
And I'm like, but I wasn't really like, I'm just laying there, just like, not really thinking. I didn't like hear it like slam open. I just heard movement.
Right.
Movement.
Right.
And then I just felt like somebody was in the room. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt it.
Right.
I heard some words. I felt movement, and I felt like I maybe heard someone walking. It was carpeted, but you just felt it. And I didn't think anything of it. Like I didn't think certainly I was going to be attacked by a ghost or anything like that or anything. I didn't know what it was. But then a moment later, I really did feel like someone was standing above me. I don't know how to explain it, but my hand, this hand, since it was the only thing not under the covers. And I'm telling you right now, so someone then went like this, held my hand, something, I don't know what. I felt my hand get grabbed, and then it was being held, and then it got squeezed a little, and then squeezed a little more, and squeezed a little more.
No.
I swear to God, to the point where I felt this kind of pressure on my hand.
This, by the way, this is real pressure. Like he's like squeezing your hand.
That's what I felt on my hand. So, in my head,
you're paralyzed with fear now.
paralyzed, and this all happened, I would say, in a matter of 20 seconds. But in my head, the first thing I thought of, again, super fast, was, okay, someone's holding me now. So what I just thought I heard someone say something or walk in here is true. And they are standing above me, and they're trying to see if I'm sleeping or not. I didn't think it was a ghost. I thought it was a home invasion.
Right.
And I said, I have to make sure that I'm awake right now and I'm not dreaming this. And I was. I was like, I am breathing. I'm looking around. I am awake right now.
This is real.
The pressure on my hand is getting even more. And I think what this person is testing me to see if I get up, and who knows, they might stab me, club me, shoot me, or I don't know what's going to happen. But what I did was not react to the squeezing. And I just made like I was still sleeping. And I said, what am I going to do right now? And it let go. And I said, the only chance I have right now, if this person is standing above me, is if I surprise them and jump up and be ready to fight for my life.
Right.
I'm thinking this under the covers.
Yeah.
And
in milliseconds.
Milliseconds. I said, I'm awake. I'm 100% awake. I know I'm awake. I know I'm being squeezed right now. I thought I heard something. I guess someone's standing above me. It's either I might get killed right now. That's what I thought. And I just was, fight or flight thing. And I just was like, I had to count to 3 right now. And I'm going to jump up and fight for my life.
Right.
And I even had the idea to get into the closet because I had a little Yankee bat in the closet that I kept that they give out on like bat day.
Right.
I had like a Yankee bat in the closet. I knew it was there, and I'm like, I'm gonna just fight and I'll go for the bat. And I counted to 3, and I said, I'm gonna swipe the covers off, and in one motion stand. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I went, "Ah!" I threw the covers off me. I leaped up, and I'm on my bed, and nobody was there. Nobody was there, and my door was closed. And I was like, yo, hey babe, this.
Yeah.
And my TV was on, and I flipped the light on, and I was like, did they walk back out? And I got the bat, I swung the door open, and I just screamed and ran inside. My door was locked, my lights were off, nobody was in my house. Nobody. So what I did was I went into the living room, turned every light on, and stayed up for the entire night after that.
Of course.
Because I was like, if this is a ghost, it was a ghost, I guess. I don't believe in ghosts, but I don't know what it was. A spirit. I don't know. I put it this way. I don't know what it was, but that happened to me.
I want to believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I don't, but I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because it's just exciting. It's fun.
It feels like there's limitless ghost experiences and encounters from people, yet there's never like a ghost. Like, why wouldn't there be a ghost experience right now? It's always alone.
It's
I'm
always
sleeping at
alone.
night,
I'm
foot of my
upstate.
bed,
I got
dog.
a creepy old house
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the ghost, they got unfinished business.
Yeah.
But the ghosts,
have an experience?
They're procrastinating. They were procrastinating in their real life, and they're taking it out on me. Like, I don't give a f if you had unfinished business.
Yeah.
Should have finished it while you were alive, pal. You know what I mean?
Would you be like so you think ghosts? Because then there's religion. Like, where are ghosts like just spirits hovering around, and we don't believe in religion, and that's what's happening with ghosts? You understand? Like, what is a ghost? Like, will you become a ghost? And if you became a ghost,
Well, here's my issue with ghosts. They only look like that. They're only from like the Victorian era.
Yeah.
They're only from like the 1800s.
yeah, like why can't David Bowie flow through here?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Do us a favor, like mic drop it. You know? Yeah, but
Why not Harambe? Just
So, I always wanted to live in Los Feliz, right?
Yeah.
So I fell out of escrow on a house that was up there. And then, we're driving. This guy's driving. It's like 2 hours on fucking, because I was working in Santa Monica. And I looked on Trulia, and there's a house, perfect fucking Los Feliz, like a perfect house. Like you go, oh my God. Call this lady. I said, hey, Brooke, can you get me in there? She calls. She goes, tomorrow we're in there at 1 o'clock. I said, there's nothing earlier? No. She goes, George, they have it like every 15 minutes with a 15-minute break. Like, everybody wants this house. So I said, oh, fuck, then why even go? She goes, hey, you just go look. So I go in there, beautiful pool thing that's in there. Then you go upstairs, come down. The guy goes, what do you think? And I said, it's great. And he goes, you want it? And I said, what do you mean, do I want it? Like, what about all these fucking... He goes, hey, I'll call the guys that own it. Call the owner. He's a doctor. He goes, he's a huge fan of yours. So I said, hey, guess who's in your house? And he said, oh, fucking George. He goes, hey, tell him if he gives me the full price, he can have it. And there's like 50 fucking offers.
Wow.
So I paid the full price and I got it. And then, you know, you do some work to it. And in the fireplace, so my name is George because I was born on April 23rd, and at the General Hospital over there, my mom wanted to name me Anastasio, who they thought my father was, and my grandmother's like, fuck him. You're not naming that motherfucker somebody that disappeared. So my grandmother goes, what's today? Tells the nurse, what's today? April 20, what's that day? It's St. George Day. So she goes, George, Edward, St. George. And I told the dude that the contractor, I said, hey man, can you fucking clean those fireplaces out? Because they look like they haven't been cleaned in forever. And when he calls me back, he goes, hey, when you get home, look in the fireplace because there's a conquistador tile in there. And it's a tile of St. George. Whoa. From the 1920s. So you almost feel like it's not St. Christopher. It's not, the Virgen of Guadalupe. It's a fucking St. George tile from the 20s. So I made the mistake of calling people, especially one who had just recently passed. And that's when a lot of the activity came, a lot of the banging and a lot of the orbs and a lot of the bullshit. But then it was in the hallway. I'll show you a fucking video. There's a fucking person in the reflection of a picture that's moving in the thing.
Oh my God.
But I took a picture, like I felt, you can see kind of a shadow. I'm gonna show it to you, okay. But you can see the shadow.
Okay.
So when I'm in bed now, all of a sudden there's more things happening. More, like you're like, fucking God, I feel like fucking somebody's over there. So now it started to happen on the right side of where the bathroom's over there, and I would go like this, and I'm like, so I took a video of that right side of my bedroom, and I didn't see any orbs or anything, but in the picture, not a mirror, in the picture I see this square, and I go, what the fuck is that? And then I pull it open, and it's a fucking green face.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
There's a fucking green.
It's a green face.
There's a green face. And I said, fuck this. I said, I hired this lady to come and fucking take him out, and she did.
How was she?
Would you say take out the green guy?
She no, they know fucking yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hey, the green guy's gone. The fucking dude hanging out of the mist is gone.
Yeah.
There was some crazy.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Now, did we do the cleansing in the hippie way or the Catholic way?
I think they did it the hippie way.
With the sage, because that
Yeah.
shit don't work. You gotta fucking.
They're on their way. I'm sure they're on their way back.
Babe.
But no. Listen, I know they're on their way back. But
babe.
But when you see that, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
So in these dreams, I know that there is a actual ghost in the room. Shane called it sleep paralysis, but it'll hold me down. And at times, I've had these dreams where a ghost will hold me down and have sex with me. Wait, what is that? That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Why sleep paralysis makes you ghost. Yeah.
Yeah,
there it is.
I've had it where it holds you down and then it fucks you.
And then it's sex.
And then my first nocturnal emission, I was being held down by a ghost and it fucked me. Beautiful. Older woman. I was younger. Older woman, dark hair, kind of looked like Elvira, like big breasts, got on top of me. I was in my bed. She pressed my arms down to my side and then got on top of me, and I had a wet dream. I was probably 15 years old, and then she got up, and I woke up, and I was like, I just got raped by a ghost.
Yeah.
I got raped by a fucking ghost. And I was like, and I want that happening every single night. Every night. I would allow the ghost adventurers to set it up.
Yeah.
I would go, if you had a haunted hotel with just haunted by whores, and then you could just fuck ghosts every
business.
night, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Does the ghost like dirty talk to you or anything?
No, it's silent.
Okay.
The way it should be.
Yeah.
Just
shut your mouth.
No one says a word. She just comes in, fucks me, and leaves.
Let's talk about how you made a ghost try to kill himself for a second time.
By the way, I think DeRose would be the perfect candidate for future ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. You in ghost form? Everlasting? just like complaints.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Wait a minute. Is that a sitcom? It might be a sitcom.
When Joe's a ghost, he's not boo. He's boo. He says it differently. Listen, it's the ghost of DeRosa. Boo! Boo!
Wait a minute. I'm telling you, hold on. This is a sitcom. And the tagline of the poster is Boo.
Boo the
Boo
ghost.
has several meanings. Joe the ghost. Boo has several meanings. Coming to FXX. Fall 19 or 2000.
You would haunt it like an Italian restaurant.
Mommy, there's a ghost in our room scaring me with negativity.
I started crying and it told me to shut up. It told me to grow up.
Why is the whiskey bottle always? Are you drinking in the house? No, I swear it wasn't me.